that when you pray, pray without the begging and the pleading because that is rooted in white supremacy and colonialism. And a lot.
Welcome to Podcast in the Dark. I'm going to keep this brief because I think there's something that human beings need to understand. This is going to seem a little woo-woo, a little out there, but as you guys know, it's Controversial Tuesday, and I deal with the things that people need to understand. Every system at play right now is teaching you to bypass the true resident power within you. The religion teaches you that you are nothing without some other something outside of yourself. And that system has caused you to, each and every one of you who subscribe to it, to become paralyzed and blind to the actual power residing within you. So let me teach you a core spiritual concept with many of you as you guys begin to wake up out of the cults that you guys have been you've been brainwashed into. And this just happens easily from the time you were born. One of the greatest evils that humans are indoctrinated with is this continual bypassing. Spiritual, physical, economic, etc. Give up your power to empire. Give up your power to those who seize power, and allow those who are in power to be authoritarians and fascist, and to rule over you, and you submit to that power. The problems in the world that you're seeing right now is because of that. I'll say it again. The problems in the world that you all are seeing is because you all have been brainwashed to bypass. It's a constant and continual bypassing, which puts you in the position of spiritually bypassing, giving up your power to some God or something outside of yourself, giving up your power to some authoritarian, whoever is psychotic, sociopathic, narcissistic enough to seize power. You then submit to those in power. You bypass your ability to make and better and change your present, and you give up your present in sacrifice and in slavery to concepts and the will, the dreams, and the desires of other mankind. All of that stuff has caused the tragedy and the calamities that we see today. Parents raise their children to submit to power without question. Those children raise children to do the same. And they become NPCs of empire. They are non-active players in their lives. They're simply living out the programming. And people who are in the 1%, people who are in power like this. It's why this gets perpetuated. It's why you saw it on plantations. Is because they don't have to work hard. They make you do all the work. It's why America's socialism for the rich. It has always been that way. The masses work as a part of the basis of the pyramid scheme to subsidize and pay for the lies of the rich, who then they pay people to pump out lies, to brainwash the lower classes. That's why people are against socialism. Meanwhile, the smart people, the awake and the aware people, the people who know how to use this game, the systems that have been perpetuated over time, oh yeah, they want socialism for themselves. They're the biggest welfare queens. Look at Walmart and what it does. But let me say this to you all. I've been teaching you all to take back your power. You need to call back your power back. And in addition to that, you need to call your spirit back to yourself. Your power is your spirit. It's your mind. It's your consciousness. And for the spiritual witchy woo-woo crowd, you need to understand this, because my atheist friends, you don't need religion to grasp what I'm saying. You just don't. You don't have to believe in anything other than yourself. You need to believe in yourself. And these two concepts that I'm talking about today during this Controversial Tuesday podcast in the dark, they walk hand in hand. Whether you believe there is nothing but you and there is nothing but your concrete self, because your concrete self is just a manifestation of your energetic self, what some people call your spirit. And that energetic self is connected into the residing energy that exists, whether you want to call it your spirit connected to the spirit, which is connected to that which is divine, whether or not you want to think of it like that or not. What I'm asking you all is stop bypassing your present. Stop giving up your present. Stop giving your power away. and waiting for some authoritarian to come and to tell you what to do, and you just do what they say. Because the psychopaths, the narcissists, the evil ones, the degenerates who take and kidnap children and essay them for fun and unalive them, all these things that we've been talking about, and the trafficking, they're empowered to do that because the masses who bypass their own personal power and energy and their own spirit. So quit it. You are, as I have been teaching, a manifestation of the true totality of your energy, of your spirit, if you want to understand it like that. And for those who have even gone further in the analysis and the awareness, you are a literal divinity walking in a concretized form here. Humans are a hybrid species. They just are. And I sound a little tired because I am. It's been a rough couple of days with the snow and the ice and the prepping and all the crazy things that go on. So I'm a little tired, a little there. But I'm going to end it with this. You have to know that you are a hybridized species, and your concretized self, your density self, your flesh, that is also coupled with consciousness and energy. And whether you want to say that is only one thing, or you want to understand what all of us who are awake and aware understand it as, and those who are far-seeing and have the extra skills, right? You're like a Russian doll. You know those little dolls where you unpack, you take off a layer, and then there's the same doll, but it's smaller inside. Take off a layer, and it's smaller inside. And it's true that you are living and experiencing reality, but the reality that you are experiencing, sorry to get this woo-woo, it changes depending on what phase of the rush, what phase you are perceiving at. That's too much for this video. I want to keep this Controversial Tuesday uncomplicated, because just getting people to stop bypassing their obligations, take control of their lives, their present, is hard enough, because under empire, you've been brainwashed with this evil ideology that you are to give up your present in service of something else. That's why people like authoritarians, they were brainwashed into that. They were beaten and insulted at every single level in society, whether it was in their home life as children, whether it's as teens, getting out into the public, whether it's in their adult life, whether they're working. People are trying to brainwash you. They punish you, they beat you, whether it's physically, spiritually, mentally, etc., whether it's in their marriages and their relationships, to submit to the will of another. And that is the problem and that is why we are seeing what we are seeing, where there are so many people living in paralysis that they don't even understand why they are suffering. They're aware that they're suffering. They're aware they don't have enough money. They're aware that the politicians are unaliving them in the street in broad daylight and lying about it. And they're aware that there are people telling them that being woke and aware of what's going on is wrong. And the problem is that if you aren't awake and aware, you end up where you are now. Black and brown people have been saying, hey, the state-sponsored terrorism, fascism going on for black and brown people. We're being unalived in public on camera. And many people kept saying, well, just comply. We just comply. Nothing ever happens to us. And meanwhile, they don't really realize there's multiple realities at play here in the United States and globally. One reality for black and brown people, one reality for demelanated people who suffer from depigmentation. Okay? Because the world has been put into a position, people have been brainwashed to believe that being white, this fake hierarchy of being male, should be privileged above all other human beings, and all others get dehumanized because they get put into a hierarchy of validation, which dehumanizes everyone else while proffering those of the others. But do you like it now, people in the United States? Do you like it now that you are all being shown the reality of white supremacy, white supremacy was always for the rich? When you start standing up against and speaking truth to power, the supremacy that goes on here in the United States, you see what happens? You just basically defend a poor woman who's being beaten and bear sprayed by the state. Her rights are being violated. You do that, and you act like, and you end up like Mrs. Good and Mr. Petty unalived.